Amidst the NBA playoffs, one take got lost in the noise. A take that was so, you know what? I'll let you decide.
Steph is not a generational talent. Generational means you can't mimic it. Can you mimic Magic Johnson? 6'9" point guard with the vision? No. You can't mimic Shaquille O'Neal's body.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Generational is something that's once every 20.
Yeah.
I am perplexed.
You thought you could get this off during the playoffs and no one would notice? Think again. Old heads still don't like Curry. Heck, even some current players don't like Curry, even after he proved he could carry a team. I think it's the idea that what Steph does seems to be attainable. Trae Young was supposed to be the next Steph Curry, and that hasn't went according to plan. But sure, he doesn't have a team around him. Heck, Dame has the same capabilities, right? And when Curry didn't have all the All-Stars, Curry roasted him. It's why Steph at times seems more relatable to NBA fans than a LeBron who at 6'8", 250 pounds with a 40+ inch vertical, or Jordan who could palm the ball and float in the air.
Give it to me, just give it.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Steph is just the small guy fighting the freaks of nature. He's the best player ever that is 6'3" and under.
The breaks. Oh my goodness!
As many people have said, that is until you realize that he's a freak of nature too, just not in the traditional sense. Every time we compare Steph, especially in terms of dominance, it's always against players that are 6'6" and above. Magic Johnson, LeBron James, even KD. Guys who could power through, get the ball in the low block ISO, shoot over you like Shaq. In fact, when we think generational for athletes, we typically think of physical athleticism first. But what Steph has done screams the same dominance done differently. And it's time we change the preconceived notion in the wildcard video for the week. What is up, dudes to that Ballers Players? It's your boy MJ. Steph does things in a different way. When off screens, he makes defenders forget where they are. He has the defense in a panic all the way to half court. Heck, in college, he was doubled for an entire game even when he didn't have the ball.
Hey, yo.
The mental pressure Curry puts just by being on the floor is exhausting. The quick shot, meaning your closeout being useless, is exhausting. Curry has faced double and triple teams while other stars got single coverage, and he still was averaging over 25 points per game in the finals. Dominance without being physical. This is some generational hand-eye coordination, of course cultivated by hard work. And Steph has what other typical players only have one elite attribute of.
Help me.
Catch and shoot, off-ball movement, shooting off dribble, handles, corner three, pick and roll, finishing. But his peers haven't necessarily shown him respect. Like during the 2016 playoffs, after Curry is the first unanimous MVP, Durant and Westbrook were asked about Curry as an underrated defender, and...
Do you think that he's underrated as a defender?
Getting steals, I don't know if that's just that's a part of playing defense, but he's pretty good, but he doesn't guard the best point guards.
Damn, this isn't gonna come back to bite.
No skill at all.
Even though Curry was defending better than the rest of the team on average, and more importantly, why provoke the best player on the other team? Because you don't respect him even after a record-breaking season. And Steph cooked them.
Winston, who's been such an important player over Durant.
Came back from down 3-1, but it's not a small sample size. If we take a look at the average number of threes by year from 2010, you'll see the massive explosion. Before Steph Curry got into the league, the highest number of threes in a season by a single player was Ray Allen at 269. But since Steph's 2014 explosion, now Ray Allen's season is only 24th of all time. You'll see Buddy Hield a few times, Dante DiVincenzo's recent season, Dame. There's only 2 times that a player has hit over 300 threes in this season. Klay Thompson and James Harden. And oh yeah, Steph. 5 times. He actually has 5 of the top 6 spots. That isn't a single season of excellence, that is sustained, regardless if he was teammates with KD or not. Greatness to me is how much better you are than your competition, your contemporaries. In 2016, Curry not only made the most threes, he also shot 12% better than league average for real true shooting percentage. And as an added bonus, per ESPN, in 2016, Curry averaged more fourth quarter points per 48 minutes than any player of the 21st century, including LeBron and Kobe Bryant. You're telling me that someone is going to come around that is going to be that much better than the league at shooting? Anything is possible, but maybe not. Also, I was hacked twice this week. The channel was taken over, but we fought hard and we're back now. All my videos were privated, so I need y'all's help in getting my videos back in the algorithm. But through it all, I realized that y'all deserve more content and more truth. You see Kobe right there? We're not giving up, so I'm gonna be posting more on IG, TikTok, and Twitter, giving y'all content that you just haven't seen in a while, and more importantly, more on this channel. At the minimum, a video every Saturday. So subscribe for more. This week has been rough. We hear several claims that Steph Curry has ruined basketball, that the next generation is cooked because now in your local gym, the average 9-year-old is just chucking threes believing they could do it. And technically, they could make the attempt, shoot off the dribble, they just can't actually make the shot. In fact, no one has made it at the rate of Curry. And if the average mortal believes that they could replicate Curry, then imagine NBA players who are infinitely more talented and skilled and would feel that they could replicate Curry given enough practice and reps. However, a lot of these Curry shots are considered bad shots. You're supposed to hold the follow through, right? How about let me turn around mid-shot? Even his coaches are baffled at his shot selection, especially 10 years ago. And other players also tried these shots at the time. And well, that went tragically.
No.
Oh my goodness, Valentine!
No,
Whoa,
no.
That is not the shot!
That athleticism Gilbert Arenas references to is for the purpose of being generational, of doing something we haven't seen. But Gilbert also went to describe generational simply by the fact that we knew about them before they entered the league.
When was LeBron called generational? High school. Okay. When did Shaq become generational? Okay.
Yeah.
When was Tiger Woods considered a generational?
Probably about 3 or 4 years old.
Okay. Wendy.
And Curry was, well, there was a lot of doubt, mainly coming from his size and athleticism.
You have guys like Jeff Teague, Johnny Flynn, Ty Lawson, who we expect to declare for the draft today. Even Drew Holiday at UCLA are seen as guys with more upside. And then you have Steph, who's a spectacular shooter, but not a true point. He's going to measure out at just over 6'1", not at 6'3" that he's listed at. And there's just this sense that he's not the big-time athlete.
It's almost as if players can't accept that Curry is just that good, especially when he's just an average NBA build. Probably because Gilbert himself technically is taller, more athletic, and could shoot. But Curry was quite literally a great rookie, over 17 points a game. He used to take 6 mid-ranges a game in 2012, a lot off the dribble. That's more than Kevin Durant. So he was good at the traditional game as well. He was already on the path to greatness in the traditional sense. It's just that threes weren't considered important when he was getting drafted in his first few years in the league. That attribute wasn't considered something to be generational. But the fact that he changed what the game values is generational, because now that's the attribute we look for. We're seeing several athletes right now who are closer in athleticism to Michael Jordan. But that doesn't mean that Jordan's athleticism wasn't generational, because at that time, there was no athlete that could do what he did. And being that much ahead of the best the world had to offer, that it takes generations to catch up, is quite literally the definition of generational.
When you talk to people about Steph, there's this resentment because he changed the game. He has made a lot of guys had to either changed their own games or they've kind of slid out of the league a little.
You know, he came in, he's the golden boy. He came in and destroyed record books, won championships, beat LeBron. He's done a lot of things that probably angered other players and other fans. That's why I don't think he gets the respect he deserves as going to be obviously the greatest shooter, but one of the greatest players ever to play the game. And I can see people being bitter from that, not to mention the little light skin thing. And
Matt Barnes might have just perfectly explained why old heads still can't get behind Curry. But what about his peers? When Curry was by himself in 2021 without Clay, which he's gonna be doing a lot more of, before Wiggins, when his roster was trash, and he had a bit of a shooting slump in 2021, Damian Lillard said this.
Right now, you know, with the injuries that the Warriors been dealing with, you know, and Steph playing with a younger team right now, you know, he's saying that it's tough to get those quality looks right now. You know, it's different than what it's looked like, you know, over the last 4 or 5 years for him. So he's trying to get quality looks and get a clean look so he can make a good one. You know, you don't really have that luxury to just like take one from that deep, you know, just to be taking it.
The thought amongst his peers was that Steph can't create his own shot without having other great players distracting the defense. You do realize that Curry was a distraction, right? To the point that defenders ran away from Durant.
What's up, brother?
I'm out, man.
With the ball to guard Curry without the ball.
What happened?
So when they faced off a few weeks later on January 3rd, 2021, Curry created his own shots and dropped 62 points. Can't create a shot. Led the league in scoring that year. The way Curry creates shots is perhaps also replicable, right? He's not isoing that much, he just runs off screens, gets open, and makes a shot. Apparently, he's one-dimensional.
And Steph, like, how he plays and how he gets stuff off, it's just kind of one-dimensional at times.
He doesn't ISO as he pull up enough. That comment was made by Mike James in 2022. After Curry just won another championship and Finals MVP, carrying the Warriors team, dropping bucket after bucket in important Finals games. But it's not like these buckets were created simply because of the screen. Curry himself is constantly on the move, elite at coming off screens. And again, if it was so replicable, we'd see more players with that footwork, the ability to cross people over without the ball on some of the greatest defenders in the league in their prime. I'm sorry I'm getting hyped, but I cannot believe that it's 2024 and players are still acting like Steph Curry isn't generational. Like there's another player that will come that is exactly like Steph. I get where they're coming from, but at this point, honestly, I don't get how you come to that conclusion. I guess the rest of the world in the Olympics is about to see that Curry is not generational, right? Releasing a video on Team USA tomorrow whether they win or lose because it needs to be said. The old enough K-Swan shout goes to Anembi and my girl, Samhita, who's hoping the Warriors don't waste the remaining years of Curry. Appreciate you. Thank you for all the support during the time the channel was hacked. It means a lot and it's been a rough week, but I'm grateful to have y'all here. We're coming back stronger than ever, no matter how long it takes. If you want to know a story on how I was hacked, what happened, there's a video right here. I'll see you guys next Saturday at the minimum. It's your boy MJ. We out and we vibe.